In this video, we will cover DPS Barbara build. First, let's look at the stats. Attack 2096, that's over 2000. Crit rate, crit damage 36 and 118.4 respectively. Energy recharge respectable 131.7 and hydro damage bonus at 73.6%. As for the weapon, we have 5-star Skyward Atlas leveled to 90 of course, which increases attack by a further 33%. And for the artifacts, we have 4-piece Heart of Depth, increasing her hydro damage by further 15% and normal and charge attacks by 30%. Looking at the flower, we have crit rate plus 15.5%. The rest went into HP and attack. HP I don't mind because Barbara actually heals based off her HP. The defense is obviously the only downside here. For the plume, I have crit damage plus 13.2%. Also went into elemental mastery, which helps with her elemental reactions like vaporize. For the sands, we have of course attack percent 46.6% and crit damage as a substat 17.9%. We also got defense percentage, which is not very nice, but the energy recharge is a little good bonus. Of course, for the goblet, we have hydro damage bonus 46.6% and crit damage 21.8%. For the circlet, we have crit rate 31.1% plus attack 16.9%. I also have another circlet, crit damage 62.2%. But the substats isn't as good as the other one, and also since I'm not using a crit rate weapon, I need to get my crit rate up from my artifacts. For constellations, I have C5 Barbara. The first constellation, Barbara regenerates red energy every 10 seconds. This isn't very useful as DPS Barbara doesn't use her ult, so we don't need energy. For C2, of course, decreases the cooldown of her E by 15%, and when her E is active, she gains a 15% further hydro damage bonus. This is massively useful for DPS Barbara as she gains a free 15% damage bonus, and the cooldown for her E is decreased. The rest of the constellations aren't really worth talking about as they don't really have a use for DPS Barbara. For example, they generate energy, which Barbara doesn't need to do damage, and C6 basically revives the fallen character for free. For the talents, we have 8, 10, 9. Of course, the first talent, her normal attack is the only one that actually does damage. You can argue that her E also does damage for a little while, but that's not much to talk about since our artifacts and our talents both increases the damage of our normal attack, so her E is not getting those bonuses. Of course, you should still level up the other talents if you want her to be healing your team. Her passive talents are nothing much to talk about except for the second one, which increases the melody loop's duration by 5 seconds. Although this is not much use to us since the Heart of Depth 4-piece bonus is not affected by this. Now let's check out how good her C2 is. Normally, her hydro damage bonus is only 73.6%, but now if we activate our E and go back and check, our hydro damage bonus jump up to 88.6%. To get the biggest numbers on Barbara in the party, we have Xiangling, Sucrose, and Bennett. With a double pyro resonance bonus, Barbara's attack jumps up to 2,300. For Bennett's artifact, we have 4-piece Noblesse Oblige. And for Sucrose, we have a 4-piece Viridescent. The rationale here is that we use Bennett's ult, which will boost our entire party's attack, and then we're Swirl Hydro, which will lower the enemy's hydro resistance. For Sucrose, we're giving her R5 Thrilling Tales, which will give whatever character you switch into a 48% attack buff for 10 seconds. Now I'll show you the rotation of this team. Remember, normally Barbara has 2,300 attack with the double pyro resonance bonus. First step, against the flower, of course, destroy her shield first. Barbara's great for this, you can just spam her normal attack. Switch to official, E, switch back, E, switch to Bennett, Q, switch to Xiangling, E, switch back to Barbara, charge. Boom, 61,000 on that charge attack. Look at our stats. 88% hydro damage, attack 3,300. Now that was 61,000 damage without food. Let's see what food can do. You get the essential oil to get 25% hydro damage bonus. and the Adaptive Temptation to get the attack bonus. Now with food buffs, let's repeat the exact same attack pattern. First, take on the shield with Barbara. Sucrose, E, Barbara, E, Bennett, Q, Gelling, E, Barbara, charge. 76k with food. Now with food, we get 113 hydro damage bonus. And our attack is at 3,670. There's also one last thing we can do. We can exchange the crit rate artifact with a crit damage artifact. Now this will reduce our crit rate down to 20%, but crit damage is going up to 180.6. Now let's run it back. Barbara, break. Sucrose, E. Barbara, E. Bennett, Q. Shelling, E. Barbara, charge. Charge again. Charge again. 83k. 83k damage. With a Barbara. The same Barbara that is the best healer in the game. The same Barbara whose ultimate doesn't even do damage. The same Barbara whose elemental skill doesn't even do that much damage. Barbara, the support character that everyone owns. Maybe there's a reason why Barbara is the only 4-star in the game who has an animation for her ultimate, while a 5-star doesn't even have it. Coincidence? What if Barbara was supposed to be the 5-star? Barbara literally stole Traveler's animation. Of course, if you don't want a whole team focused on Barbara, using Barbara with just Fischl is also enough to do insane amounts of damage. Here we are fighting the wolf in world level 8. You have C6 Fischl, use her E, switch to Barbara, activate her E, and just spam normal attack. No charge attack needed. Just spam normal attack. Just watch the health on the wolf go down. Of course, the downside for fighting the wolf is that you get frozen with Barbara all the time. With just the combination of Fischl and Barbara, the electro-charged elemental reaction is enough to take down all the boss enemies very quickly. This is especially useful with Barbara because Barbara's normal attack is insanely fast. Of course, a well-built Fischl should have no downtime on Oz. And since Oz does damage whenever anyone else does damage, the faster you can do damage, the faster Oz can do damage. And since Barbara's normal attack is one of the fastest in the game, Oz is able to utilize this and attack massive damage. Just look at the health drain away on the wolf. Just like that, Barbara and Fischl taking down the wolf by themselves. And you can't even die since whenever Barbara does damage, she also heals herself at the same time. Now let's try out the same team on the new boss, Primo Geovishap. This time, Sucrose can actually do things because the boss won't be immune to anemo damage. Same thing, first we pop Oz, but we use Sucrose to swirl it, and then we switch to Barbara, and then just spam left mouse button. The faster you spam, the more damage we do. And when it attacks, I just switch to Diona, level 50 Diona by the way. And then we just switch back to Barbara, and then keep on spamming. Just normal attacks, no charge attacks needed. Just taking it down. Of course, when Oz runs out, you just switch to Fischl to summon him back. Go back to Barbara and then just keep attacking. Look at the damage. The boss health is just melting away. It's like hot cheese. During the whole fight, my entire party's health does not drop a single bit because Barbara just instantly heals them back to full. I didn't even have to use anyone's ult. Well, I guess except Fischl to summon Oz back. Some people in their DPS Barbara builds put 4-piece Wanderer's Trope on their Barbara, which increases Barbara's charge attack damage by 35%. But why would you even want to use her charge attack? Look how much damage her normal attack does. Her charge attack also costs a lot of stamina. You can pop at most 5 before your character can't even dodge anymore. I take a little bit of damage here with no healing artifacts. Look how much that heals. My health is already back. My health is already back. And I didn't even use her Q. If I had to use her Q, then the entire party's health would have been back from maybe 50% to full. With no healing artifact.